Okay, so I finally watched A Quiet Place day one. Not gonna lie, I was very optimistic going in. The second A Quiet Place kind of fumbled, but they still had a few characters that was likable, so it wasn't horrible. But for this movie, I had no expectations at all. I just wanted this movie to answer two questions. One, how did the aliens defeat all the militaries to take over the world? And two, how much of the earth is actually covered by the aliens? Because they can't be everywhere at once, and they can't swim, and they can't handle loud, high-pitched sounds. I know all of that from the last two movies. So I wanted to know, more than anything, how they will explain the military losing the aliens with such obvious strengths and weaknesses. Because one Batman would beat all these aliens. I'm just saying. That was all I asked for. Let's begin, shall we? The story begins in New York with Lupita Nyong'o's character, Samira, or Sam for short. She got cancer and lived in a retirement home type dealio with some other people. We also meet the nurse, Ruben. He got hair and a beard. So after Samira shares a very depressing poem with everyone, Ruben tells her to go get ready because they're going into the city to watch a show. And she say, "Can I get some pizza?" And he's a nice nurse, so he's like, "Sure." So all the sick people are loaded onto the bus. They drive down to the city. And what I noticed the second time watching this is the fighter jets casually doing donuts in the sky above. So you know, it's about to go down. Anyway, they take their seats in the auditorium, and this little boy is peekabooing behind the seat because he want to pet Samira's service cat, Frodo. I'm only telling you this because the weird boy's father is Oh Boy.
Who?
You know, that guy from that thing you saw? He talked the same, looked the same. He was never young, but he never ages. That guy. Anyway, he was in the second movie too. So they watched this weird puppet show, and yeah, it was unnecessarily creepy. But whatever. They go outside, and it's helicopters and police cars in the background. And Ruben tells Sam that something is happening in the city, so they have to go back now. Sam is mad because she can't get her pizza, but she eventually gets on the bus. And then they see meteor fragments falling from the sky. Then one hits nearby, causing an explosion and knocks her out and makes her ashy. So that's how the movie starts. This is like 11 and a half minutes in. Watching this a second time, I'm now realizing that the government somewhat knew a meteor shower was going to hit the earth. So at this point, I'm excited to see how these things beat the military. Can they rip through tanks? What? So the next scene is Sam walking through a cloud of ashiness while everyone who makes a sound gets snatched up and pulled into the abyss. There's one soldier girl though. I mean, she was making a lot of noise, so she got immediately. And then a random ambulance is driving full speed through the damn ashiness with the sirens on and gets blown up by an alien. Bruh, where was you going? Who was you trying to save in the middle of a storm of ashy? Who the hell is driving this ambulance? Popeye off the spinach? Park and regroup. It's a cloud of ashy all around you. You can't breathe in purified ashy. You can't see where you're going in purified ashy. So why do you think you can drive at 60 miles per hour down a busy New York City street in a cloud of purified ashy? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, this was suicide. R.I.P. Popeye. Anyway, it's a Hollywood movie, so the explosion right in front of Sam's face just knocks her out instead of, smacking her face off and melting her brain like it probably would have did if I was there. And these are the little moments you have to remind yourself that movies aren't real. Because if I was actually her and sound aliens invaded, that would have been the end of my story right there. Explosion would have blew my face off. I would have woke up, looked at myself in the mirror.
Oh, hell no!
Boom, I'm dead. Alright, back to the movie. So she wake up and the black guy is there. He apparently figured it out because he got his big ass hand covering her whole face. So they're currently inside the puppet show place. So after the black guy unhands her face, she gets up and finds her cat and her nurse. They hug. It's happy. Then there's some loud noise going on outside and the cat gets spooked and run away. So Sam run after it and the nurse follows Sam. Now I know some people might think, okay, that makes sense. After all, she gotta get our support cat. Who else will support you? But if I'm in the building and aliens are invading outside, literally eating brains right outside the door, and my cat jumps out my hands because cats are independent creatures, then my cat just became an independent snack for the alien. Maybe even a distraction so I can escape. But regardless of what I think, Sam run after the damn cat. They immediately step on a bunch of glass and make a bunch of noise. And I'm not gonna lie, this part started messing with my anxiety real bad. The nurse moving suddenly and She practicing heavy breathing and the cat purring and I'm like, bro, let the cat go. I don't want to hear nobody say, but it's a support cat. Cause what type of support is this? Jumping out your owner's arms during an alien invasion and getting everybody killed? This cat low-key the op. She should have just got a support dog like everybody else, but she wanted to be different. Anyway, they save the cat and something else interesting happens. So while the alien is all, up in the nurse's face and stuff, one of those slow thriller moments, a helicopter making noise saves them by flying by and hella aliens run after it. So they know now that the things are blind and only attack noise, and they know that helicopters can potentially use noise to lure large amounts of the aliens into one part of the city. A little time passed, and Sam finally washes the ash off her face. Then she walks in on a chick listening to the radio with some headphones. On a notepad is written, "Stay off the bridges." And on a globe, he appeared to have marked all the parts of the world that got overran by walking testicles. Which brings me a little closer to my answers. A little bit. A lot of them must have died since the Earth is 70% water. So, yeah, humanity have a pretty okay chance of survival. Let's keep going. Sam and several other randoms hear a loud crash noise and they go out to the roof to see what it is. They see jets blowing up bridges with airstrikes. Now, if you're wondering, did the helicopters lure a large amount of aliens to the bridge first and then blow them up? The answer would be no. Apparently, the government's great plan was to blow up all the bridges, get everybody on boats, and live on the sea or islands and just surrender the rest of the earth to the walking blind scrotums. This must be the timeline where Sarah Palin became president, because who in the actual came up with this stupid ass plan? It was at this point that I realized this movie was not going to answer any of my questions. And my expectations were so low. Still, they disappoint me. In the second movie, that black guy is living happily ever after on the island, which is about like a year or two after this happened. So that apparently was the whole plan. Run away and try to fit the lucky few remaining Earthlings on a handful of islands. Like, what I'm saying is, by A Quiet Place 2, they should have already nuked the remainder of the aliens. The evacuation was finished by then, right? And if you're like, no, maybe by A Quiet Place 2, they haven't evacuated all the areas yet, then why did they blow up the bridges? They just trapped everybody with the alien. They're as good as dead. Just assume they're dead. This ain't I Am Legend where New York was ground zero. These things fell out of the sky and hit multiple countries. That is what the scene was trying to tell me, right? Right? And if not, and this only happened in New York, then why the hell do I care? Just bomb New York. Problem solved. Like, what I'm saying is, how could this go on for 3 movies? The military can prepare and infiltrate New York and fight to take back New York from the aliens. In fact, that would be a better movie. That needs to be the final A Quiet Place. Deadass. A Quiet Place 4. World War. Regardless, I actually had to go on Google and look this up because it's not made very clear in the movies. These things are all over the earth and there's no reason to blow up any bridges. Anyway, there's a lot more funny stuff that happens in this movie, so let's keep going. So after watching the bridges get blown up, random dude starts talking about, we're all gonna die. He starts going crazy, losing his mind and whatnot. So that black guy wraps his big ass hands around his face and shushes him. Now, my thing is this. They're both being loud. Him trying to scream through his big hands and him like shushing him really loud. But you know what's louder than that? The explosions that just happened. All the aliens should be running over to the bridge. They should be good. Anyway, that black guy slammed random dude's head into the wall so hard that his skull got crushed and he died. Now, I don't know if this guy was Humpty Dumpty or what, but how did you die from getting your head hit on a wall? I hit my head harder than that when I was 4 and didn't die. Wait, I don't know why I just said and didn't die. Like, obviously I didn't die. I'm not a ghost. My point is, if Nate Diaz is still walking around, then this guy should be alive. Anyway, his kids saw it and now they know shit is real. Be quiet. After that scene, she's sitting in some building with just her and her nurse. The lights go out and some loud ass generator comes on. The nurse decides to run in the room where the generator is and turn off the generator. Me personally, I'm like, this building's too noisy. Let me find a building without a 1950s generator in it. Shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, the nurse decided to turn off the generator. Long story short, he got. Next morning, Sam had the bright idea to leave the building and take her cat for a walk. No cap. I'm talking about a leash and everything. She and her cat go to a corner store And I kid you not, she gets a I Heart New York bag, a flashlight, and some cat food. All the goddamn rats in New York and you're wasting space in your bag with cat food? Where's the human food, woman? Whatever. So she goes for a Sunday stroll and she sits down near a public fountain. And while she's struggling to open her cat food, she notices that the squirrels are still making noise on the fountain. Then she also sees two little boys standing under the fountain. And she gives them a candy bar. This actually confused me the first time I watched it, because in the first movie, the family went by a waterfall, like a large waterfall, and they could scream without the aliens hearing them. That made sense though, because it's a large body of water. This is just a fountain. So I believe the creatures can't hear over the sound of water, which means in this movie, just like in all the other movies, they should set up camp by the water. Will they do that? Of course not, because everyone got to be a dumbass so the movie can continue. Well, next, helicopters fly over them, telling everybody to evacuate to the ports because there's rescue ships waiting to take everybody to safety. And this obviously causes a herd of aliens to chase the helicopters. But Sam and the kids got out the way in time. Now, so far this movie has had a pretty simple plot with just a little bit of retarded sprinkled on top. Just a little. But this is the point where the writer starts to lay the retarded on thick.
Level out, come on!
Try to bear with me. As Sam and the kids emerge from where they was hiding at, they see many other people emerging from various hiding spots. A few seconds pass and it's literally hundreds of people doing what only can be described as a quiet regular walk, heading to, I guess, the boats. This is obviously too loud. No one who cares remotely about trying to not get digested by a 10-foot testicle would walk in a f***ing crowd of people. But it's a quiet walk, you see? They're being quiet because they're walking slowly, and slow equals quiet. Shut up! So that's what's happening right now. Everyone is being reckless with their life. So what will our protagonist do? I'm sure she couldn't find a way to out-stupid everyone else. So she tell the kids to go ahead to the boats. Okay. Then she goes into the middle of the crowd. And she walks the wrong way. This bitch went to the center of the crowd just to walk away from the boats. You know what's really crazy? Is the first time I watched this with my sister, we thought that she was like a crackhead and she was like in a rehab facility in the beginning because we was like talking through the whole thing. So every time she did something stupid, we would cut her some slack because we just assumed she was being, crack kitty. But this part still pissed me off. Get away from the crowd of people. This many quiet regular footsteps is still too loud. Anyway, the aliens drop down on them and hella people get got. Sam, being the genius that she is, curls up into fetal position so aliens and monsters can trample her. Then she crawls under a car. Why? For cover? I don't know. And a random guy grabs her leg screaming like a clown and he gets got by the alien. The car collapsed on her foot, messed her foot up. Now she's limping, breathing loud. She's just a mess now. So the cat wandered off and came across a flooded subway entrance. So you know how I said the writers was laying a retarded on thick now? Well, allow me to introduce to you Eric. That's dead ass how he showed up, snotting and spitting and breathing loud. What could go wrong? Then he stared at the cat. I'm talking intimate eye contact for like 25 uninterrupted seconds. So the cat goes back to Sam, and apparently Eric, a grown man, followed the dumbass cat back to dumbass Sam so they can be three dumbasses together. So Eric starts following Sam. I wish I was lying. This dude just keeps following her even though she told him to stop following her. And when I saw this for the first time, I was thinking, all right, so she needs to get a knife now so she can shank this clown because he's obviously some type of, weirdo freak or something. And after all, this is New York. Eric have to be top 10 most dumbass characters ever written in a piece of fiction. And Sam is top 20. And I shit you not, these are the only two characters for the rest of the movie. So he keeps following her and it starts pouring down raining. Turns out they can talk during the rain. She asks him his name and he takes 10 fucking minutes to say Eric. She tells him where the boats are and to stop following her. Eric says okay like 50 times in a row. Then he says he doesn't want to die. And Sam says, okay, let's just get out of the rain. If The Blonde Leading the Blonde was a movie, bro. Ma'am, the rain is your friend. Go get your supplies now and go to the damn boats. Look, I ain't about to go scene by scene for the rest of this damn movie. Mainly because nothing happens. These two dipsticks team up to form cinema's most dysfunctional team. Everything they do is stupid. They sleep until the next day so all the rain is gone, and now they want to go outside for a damn walk. And first of all, why is she letting this moron sleep in the same room as her? What if he snores? He's a liability. Who am I kidding? They're both liabilities. And now she's picking up dumb shit like books. Now is not the time, bitch. You don't need to read, you need to get to the boat. Well, she knocked over some books. And aliens show up, busting through glass and jumping over cars. They run inside a glass building where hella aliens just burst through the glass ceiling. So they did escape the building, and Eric throws a brick. Okay, good job. Oh, at the car right beside them. Bruh, have you ever played any type of zombie game? Throw it further, dingus. The goal is to create a distraction, not a beacon to your exact location. Either way, they escape and walk down the subway. Me personally, I don't trust being underground in general, so I'm definitely not going to keep going through the subways. It's dark, it's infested with rats, and Eric should know this, but parts of the subway is flooded with dirty ass water. If it's me, I'm turning around and going back to the fountain. That way I can talk. You know what? Nah. That way I can sneeze. Okay, I have allergies. I can't live the rest of my life holding in a sneeze. I'll literally die. And what about all the other bodily functions like farting and burping? I noticed that so far in this movie, nobody's had to take a shit yet. It's been 2 days. You guys are not very regular. Like, what do you do then? What if Sam gets the runs like right now? They did say she had cancer. There's a lot that comes with that. What if some of her medication makes her gassy? I truly don't think the writers thought about it, but in this world, you have to poop quietly. My point is, they need to get back to the fountain. Eric is dumb for teaming up with a sick person. Okay, what if she cough? It's up for both of you. But it doesn't even matter because the alien comes down the steps and basically blocks their exit. So they just quietly walk forward through the subway as the alien casually follows them. They reach a lake of dirty ass subway water. Ew. And they get in it and keep walking. And they look up with the flashlight and they see one of them things just chilling in a hole in the ceiling. Now as they walk, the water gets higher and higher. But they should be good because the flowing water is actually very loud and you know, it's water. So they should be able to make a little noise since the flowing water is canceling it out. But for some retarded reason, that's not what happens. Eric's useless ass starts having a panic attack out of nowhere. And the alien starts to hear him breathing over the flowing water. And the alien perks his head up like,
"Do I hear a useless deadweight character being dumb? Yup."
And Sam is literally shushing him loud as shit. So the alien was actually like,
"Oh, it's 2 dumbasses. Perfect. My favorite snack. My alien brother told me I wouldn't hear anything over the water, and it was dumb to sleep hanging above my one weakness." Older brothers always think they know what they're talking about.
So the alien starts chasing. Now let me pause for a quick moment, okay? In the past 2 movies, and in this one as well, we've seen that these aliens reach extreme levels of speed, almost speed of sound levels. That's like their whole thing. So take a look at this for me. What the hell? Is a little consistency too much to ask for? If they were this slow, then you could outrun them. These things climb, crawl, jump, pounce extremely fast. So fast that no one could make a sound anywhere in the first movie, let alone 30 feet away from one. Come on now. Anyway, the alien got little baby lungs, so it drowns like immediately. Then who shot this movie? Why was there a random hand underwater touching her back? That shit actually spooked me out in real life. Did I just imagine that? Was it a smudge on the lens?
Wow, that's incredible.
It's probably just a smudge on the lens.
Smudge on the lens? Smudge on the lens? I know the difference between a man threatening me and a smudge on the goddamn lens, Summer.
Whose hand is that? And why the fuck is she drowning anyway? You already made it to the damn rocks, bitch. Just climb up. Dear director, if you're going to chop up a scene with so many cuts that the remaining pieces literally don't congruently fit together, then maybe just cut the scene out. We don't really need to see them climbing out the water. The The alien drowned, they escape, we get it. They wake up in a church. Eric writes on a notebook, "What meds do you need?" Cut to black. Oh shit. Another dumbass side quest. So now he's once again outside walking through the city with a list so he can get the proper meds for this random woman he keeps following. Go to the boat. But no. The movie needs more filler so it can feel like a whole movie. So now we as the audience have to follow the POV of the dumbest character. Here we go. So he mosey on down to the store and gets startled. Jump scare. It's the cat. So the cat jumps into his arms and starts purring while in his arms. Get away from the cat. It's been trying to set y'all up from the beginning. But you see Eric is a special kind of dumbass. So he not only keeps the cat near him, but he follows the cat. Why? He knows the way back to Sam. Let the cat do its own thing. But no. He and the cat is walking past a construction site and the cat runs off. To do what, you ask? Lick some alien semen. I told you. The cat, it was the op. I told you. It's with the aliens. So the cat runs into an alien nest. And special grade dumbass Eric follows the op ass cat into the alien nest so it can retrieve the cat. Lord have mercy. Well, he successfully retrieves the cat and returns to Sam with the meds. Side quest complete. She says she's dying.
Well, no fucking shit.
So the next day, they went to a restaurant. This is apparently a place where she used to go as a kid. And he gets her some stale pizza. So, cool. She slowly drags her fingers across the piano keys. And she plugs an iPod into a radio. And it turns on. Bitch, you're dying. Don't kill me too. Like, what is wrong with you? She's just dancing with death here. Eric does a card trick. Okay, and still a dumbass. After their silent party, they go outside. And the ship captain is also a dumbass. Join the club. Because he decides to blow the horn loud as shit after pulling off, drawing all the aliens to the dock. So I guess now's the time for the end of the movie to finally happen. They switch jackets and I guess Eric decides he wants to finally get to the boat now that it's pulling off and all the aliens are lined up by the docks. So Sam makes some noises that distract some of the aliens so Eric could outrun, let me say that again, outrun the aliens and jump in the water and swim to the boat. Sam could have jumped in the water with him, but nah. She walks all the way back to some different sentimental place so she can think. Then she plays some music in the streets and get eaten. The end. That movie was 3 barrels of baboon ass. Look, I understand that Sam was dying from cancer, okay? Regardless, dying of cancer is way better than getting eaten by walking testicle monsters. You cannot convince me otherwise. Anyone would take one look at those things and say, get me on that damn boat so I can die around some human beings and not ripped to pieces by the most unattractive creatures in the universe. Ain't nobody trying to die alone. I do not believe that. And if this character really did want to die completely solo, devoured by aliens in the middle of the street without any friends, family, or even her support cat there, then why make a character like that the main protagonist? Why would the main character of a survival horror movie be a character who doesn't want to survive? What depressed ass audience member is relating to that? Certainly not me and my sister when we watched it. And what the hell was wrong with Eric? What, he got the mind of a lost puppy? I can't stand dead weight in survival movies. These characters are trash. Sam wants to die, Eric deserves to die, and the cat was trying to kill them both. What a waste of my time. Director of the next Quiet Place, listen, and listen good, because I'm gonna help you out. The only way to save this story is to make the next movie the last movie. The military is finally ready to attack the aliens and take back planet Earth. Make it a sci-fi action movie and give the aliens a king, like a final boss. A Quiet Place World War. If you make anything else, I'm not watching it, because this movie explained almost nothing about the military's whereabouts. And this movie nerfed the alien speed badly. Also, dumbass Eric can escape with that cat. The 2 characters that deserve to die the most. The movie didn't explain much about the aliens either. So yeah, I give this movie a 3.5 out of 10. Hey, if you're there, director, and you're watching this, I'll write the next movie for you, alright? Have your people call my people. But thanks for watching. Peace.